Hi, it's Zeke with the Eastside Church of Christ in Baytown, Texas. Thanks for joining us for another week of our Eastside Bible reading for the week of August 23rd through the 29th, 2020. We continue our reading in Isaiah this week, and it contains some of the most powerful messianic predictions in the book. Chapter 7 promises a child that would be born to a young woman who would be named Emmanuel. And of course, Matthew specifically states that that's fulfilled in Jesus in Matthew 1, verses 22 and 23. Isaiah 9 begins with good news for the lands of Zebulun and Naphtali, which again Matthew says corresponds to Jesus in Matthew 4, verses 14 through 16. Isaiah chapter 11 predicts a branch from the fallen tree of Jesse, indicating that though the Israelite kingdom would have no king at all following its destruction, there would indeed come a special king from David's line that would usher in a new and a better age. Surrounding these promises of the Messiah are various condemnations directed at the Israelites and surrounding nations, but also included are prophecies concerning the big dogs, Assyria and Babylon, as well as Egypt. Tucked inside the curses are promises of a renewed remnant of people that would be preserved by God. Chapter 22 of Isaiah contains some powerful language directed against Judah with specific predictions concerning specific people. Interestingly, Jesus uses the language of verse 22 in Revelation 3, verse 7. Compare those. Our New Testament reading continues through the last chapters of Matthew's Gospel, wherein Jesus partakes of a final Passover with his disciples before he's betrayed, taken into custody for a series of illegal nighttime trials. He's dragged before Pilate, who the Jews pressure into prescribing crucifixion for his alleged offenses. Jesus' crucifixion is itself accompanied by various phenomena, such as the 3 hours of darkness over the land, opened tombs from which resurrected saints emerge. But a particularly interesting incident, at least to me, is the ripping open of the temple veil from top to bottom. Of course, all of these things are not only true, they actually happen, but they're also highly symbolic. Matthew's gospel ends spectacularly. Jesus rises from the dead. And though he foretold it several times, no one seems to have really taken it seriously. No one really thought that it would really happen. Of course, there's great joy among the disciples when he rejoins them, but there's work to do, and Jesus commissions them to take the gospel to the world. Matthew's gospel ends, but of course, the story of Jesus' work still continues. As we head over into the book of 1 Corinthians, Paul deals with the myriad problems of this local church head on. In just the first 2 chapters, there's division to deal with, as well as apparent accusations against his apostolic authority. And he's just getting started dealing with the many problems of this local church. As we look into our reading in the Psalms this week, our reading contains one, Psalm 22, that's obviously finding fulfillment in Jesus' suffering and death. Psalm 118 is a wonderfully joyful psalm, and Psalm 62 encourages waiting silently for God, who alone can bring deliverance. There's a lot to read about in this week's reading. So, I hope you'll get a cup of coffee, settle into your favorite chair, open up your favorite version of the Bible, and enjoy your Eastside Bible reading this week. Thanks for joining us. God bless you.